Please note that this video contains spoilers for the subject and the series and/or franchise leading up to this entry. I either have or will cover other parts of this franchise, and this video either is or will be linked below. I'm not going to restate here what I did or will say in the other video. These videos get long enough as it is. Put off by how long this video is, don't worry, I try to jam-pack my videos with as much content and as much detail as I possibly can. Anything I feel I can comment on and that I feel you might be interested in, I pretty much put in the video. I try not to repeat myself and talk fairly fast. Married with Children, Season 6, Thoughts. There we go. Intro. Now, throughout the season, both Peg and Marcy were pregnant, as Katie Segal was pregnant in real life, and then at the end of the season's 11th episode, Al Bundy, Shoe Dick, the women's pregnancies were revealed to be merely part of one of Al's nightmares. Yeah, I paused for a second because I forgot if, I do swear in these videos about as much as there is swearing in the seasons. And I don't think you can see it right now, but the lighting might change because of it. And I will, just to explain, I will occasionally be looking out the window to make sure that there is no thunder. This season also had Steve Rhodes return for one episode, which, this is the one that starts that trend. Achille becomes the Verminator, and the Bundys travel to England. Additionally, this season introduced Bud's hip-hop inspired alter ego, Grandmaster B, concocted to help him with women, which continued after the dream revelation by having Al ask Bud about the nickname, Bud deciding that he likes it enough to use it, which I really appreciate that they made that decision instead of letting that be lost as well, because I do just, he is so deliciously, painfully white and awkward. He's Bud. It's, you can put a fancy word in front of his name and shorten the, remove the, he thinks, but even if you remove the U and offer the D, the women are still not gonna like. Still not gonna be into you. And let's see. Briefly, political and not about the show for the rest of this section. Of the results of the most recent elections, Trump has proven that he's objectively terrible to tons of people who were too stupid to realize it before. So he and his are being rejected in these elections. Obsessed with where trans individuals go to the bathroom? Get the F out of office, you worthless sack of crap. You were taken down by a trans individual. Make misogynist jokes that would maybe have gotten accepted in the 60s. Be defeated by a woman. And it's been said before, but yes, clearly the women accusing men of sexual assault and rape, they just want money. Why wouldn't they want to be doubted for the rest of their lives, lose work? It's so freaking stupid. Young Turks quoted one Twitter user, the women are just doing this for the free death threats. She's having my baby. This is ranked 236, and yeah, it's that bad. A lot. It's not that funny. A lot of it is bland. I will say it is trying. There are a number of episodes this season that are rated pretty low on the, which, you know, ironically puts them pretty high on that list. I don't agree with all of them, but you know, I'll get to that for the various ones. There we go. Yeah. Excuse me. This is one of the rare occasions where I forgot to do that before. Oh my, this is good news. I knew it right away too, like Henstridge and Species. I can watch TV. I can... And, you know, they'd been hiding Peg's belly until that reveal. I still say the funniest I've seen of that is on The Nanny. Yes, I used to watch that with, I suppose... Yeah, I'll go ahead and say, you know, with Cece becoming pregnant and then literally having her say, I think it's ridiculous when they hide the belly as she's hiding the belly. Yeah. The kids take it well. If you don't, the baby won't see you fail until you take him to work. I will not be relegated to sitting on the stairs in my own home. And then he does. Milk. Immunity vaccinations. Love. Redneck Blix. She's got us sitting with him. When first we practice to conceive. Not bad, Kel. So you see, the only one whose life has truly ended is Daddy. And that cheers him right up. The Bundy family really pull off the football gear. And the giant baby. You still don't know, do you? I gotta say, this is the first season opener of the show so far that I don't love. I don't even like it. Along with Top of the Heap, these are, you know, yeah. When I watched this episode, these were the only two episodes that, so far, that I don't like. I'm going to be a father. Don't you have anything to say to me? Oh, sure. And he laughs. It's over. You're a dead man. Today is the first day of the end of your life. That's right, Al, but I don't need to complain to you what it's like to carry around small things. She's having my baby part 2. Yeah, it wasn't that I had completely forgotten what the episode was called. I was just trying to make sure that the time code would best match up. This is ranked 216. That's about right, I'd say. Al's reading Pregnant Father. And then the stork comes and it's a baby. Of course she still believes in the stork. You did the crime, you do the time. And every channel has babies, even Lassie. Except both of us being satisfied after sex. Yep, that's how kids feel about another baby on the way. Why do they both have to start with an O? Occupied bellies. Mom, Bud has more fingers than I do. As misogynist as it is, Seagal and Bercy are really good at whining, crying, and such, especially in tune. And, I mean, it's really... I mean, the show went out of its way to be offensive, so it's not... The jokes they wrote about the, yeah, you know, pregnant women in general, and pregnancy and how their family respond to it and all that. Yeah, you know, it's good material. Again, I'm not gonna quote it because I try not to quote the most, yeah, messed up stuff that you know, when it's gender and such. The you know, the jokes about the dark comedy and such. Anyway, and Jefferson raises is if the baby comes out looking like you. But what are the odds of mom having 2 circus monkeys? 1 in 9? Al, I cannot believe you are wasting Bud's money on airport strippers. You'll need it when you land. Miss, how much for an idea of an ex-pro football player with a cool nickname? $200. Well, what can I get for $1? A shoe salesman named Al. Now, this episode I liked okay. You know, and yeah, the rest of the season, there aren't any episodes that are just really didn't. Yeah, really, the season opener is the only one that where I was like, ah, this really, yeah. I feel they had a lot of good material in the second one. If Al had a hammer. This is ranked 120, and I about agree with that. I love Kel's reading the minutes, and now they have to worship the baby. How nice of the producers to give Faustino a chance to rap. Maybe he took it someday. E-I-E-I-O. No, genetically they all failed. Yeah, failed. I can't get the nails to go in straight because every conservative man thinks he's some great macho man who can do every manly thing in the world and won't accept that he can't. Dad's hammer. Let he who wields this hammer, if he be worthy. Sex with pregnant wife. It's really misogynist, and the next few scenes as well. It must be destroyed. Well, taking your shirt off does always lead to destruction. I love them saying the hip-hop alias name wrong. My story is that I'm a bad boy rapper from the streets of New York, and I'm hiding out in Chicago because I killed a man or spray painted a tree, or an old man or something. Excuse me, but isn't that the plot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Yes, but that's an NBC show, so who would know? There are very rarely good reasons to copy Will Smith's example within entertainment, other than, I guess, if you care more about profit than principles. I'm not saying he as a person is, you know, I mean, he seems like he's usually, yeah, he tends to do the right thing from what I've heard, which isn't everything, you know. I mean, outside of trying to give his son an action franchise with, I forget what it's even called, yeah, Shyamalan one. I really hope that there won't be, like, down the line, if someone goes back and watches this video, they'll be like, wait, which of the Shyamalan directed Will Smith and I don't even remember the kid's name starring action franchises is he referring to? Goodbye, Bud Bundy. Hello, Grandmaster B. What does the B stand for? Brother of an idiot. And she's like, oh, makes sense. Now, kids, you know that Daddy has worked hard on this new room and we don't want to hurt his feelings, so nobody laugh until I do first. Cheese, cues, and blood. This is rank 89. I just about agree with that, yeah. Now, I could not make notes of this one, Third of Thunder, so I only have what IMDb did. Though I did, you know, yeah, after watching the episode when I next could turn on the computer, I did note, at the end of the episode, why can't Kel keep making them money by pool hustling? I guess maybe Marcy won't let Jefferson keep managing her, and without that, she can't be that successful. You know, that again, that's always the thing. When in a sitcom like this, you know, you have to in some way you know, you reset for most things. There's some continuity, but you certainly reset on this kind of stuff where, like, I mean, she could turn out to be incredibly successful and earn a lot of money, and the family would probably manage to trick a lot of that away from her, and we don't see that in the other episodes. So, you know, you really need to stop that kind of, yeah. And the show does tend to do so. I think there's only one other. There's that one where it turns out she can predict the winning numbers on the roulette table. Now, Marcy, I need your advice. How can a young, attractive, not-so-bright woman like my daughter Kelly earn $1,000 in 3 nights? Well, let's see. Either as an opening act for MC Hammer, or by spanking an elderly gentleman in a tight black leather dress. Hey now, my daughter may be a lot of things, but she would never resort to professions like that. And she ain't just wearing a tight black leather dress. Daddy, I'm going out now, and I'll be home by dawn. Sure, have a good time, Pumpkin. Now, as I was saying, if my daughter was doing something illegal or immoral, I would know about it. Hello? No, Kelly's out. Sure, I'll take a message. What's that? You have the money, and you can't wait to see if she's as good as the guy says she is. Huh? And you'll meet her where? Well, maybe I'll see you there. Coming up next is the television special, I Drink Because My Father is a Shoe Salesman. Good one. Well, Al, you're looking better. You stopped air guitaring It's a Small World. Yeah, it's the beer. Turns out the brain doesn't need blood, just gotta keep the brain wet. So what's going on? Well, we were up $5 and I said we should take the money and leave, and you said, damn a unified Germany, play on. Hey now, umpire, he's got a horse in his pocket. He's not wrong. Oh, I need a ruling, yeah. Daddy, you look so pale. Perhaps that's because I've been running all over town selling pints of blood to 9 blood banks. Al, the human body only holds 8 pints. Well, that's what they say, but the brain hides them. Dad, you got a minute? For you, Bud? Nah. I'm not Bud. How many times do I have to tell you? When the hat is on, I'm street rapper Grandmaster B. When it's off, I'm Bud. Got it? Now, the hat on. Who am I? Mommy's second little joke. The Grandmaster is not amused. Now listen, Dad, I need 20 bucks for a pizza. But I need you to leave it on the coffee table so I can pretend to steal it in front of the girl. Because after all, I'm an outlaw. Well, I'm sorry, Grasshopper. That's Grandmaster, you fool. Gas pass or bass aster, what's the difference? Alright, look. It looks like I'm going to have to communicate with you in the language of the street. Yo, I'm broke. The Grandmaster will not forget this. Let's shoot pool, fat man. Hey, everything looks like noodles in here. Remember, Pumpkin, that the fate of not only King Charles, but of the entire Restoration lies on this shot. The tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. See, that's some well-written hallucination material right there. Oh, hey, Al. Man, you should see your daughter in action. She's... Say goodnight, Superfly. Daddy, what are you doing here? Stand back, Pumpkin. He's about to pop and you don't want teeth and eyes all over you. Wow. Looking for a desk in all the wrong places. This is ranked 241. I basically agree with that. Love Kel's notes. Both here at the start and the ones later in the episode. I can't wait for the baby to be older than we are so we get some attention. Love me some Psycho Marshy remembering messed up stuff. The anti-baby meeting is super messed up. Whoops, that was the beginning of our anti-bud meeting. Can I help you get a job? I already have a job, school teacher, and she gives him more coupons. Yeah, this is one of my favorite jokes on the show that, you know, I mean, there are a lot that I've remembered through the years, but yeah, this one especially, like, just rings so true. Jorge looks so terrified. Mom! And more racism. Excuse me. Buck has a bellyache. And this is ranked 251. I more or less agree with that. Yeah, some of them I do agree with that ranking. Bud can read, you know. And the parking meters. Gee, I sense a keen remember when speech coming. Love Al's examples of what he should still be able to do in a car. Al, what is it, boy? It's me, you milk dud. Things will change from now on. Of course he's talking to Buck. He still has all his teeth. Sure, hon. And he gets them from his pocket. Is that a car passing by? And they all shoot. If we knew, we wouldn't be shooting at him. No man deserves $350 an hour. Ah, a Republican. Would you like some bacon? You weren't where the hog pen is. And Al is becoming dog-like from eating dog food. And Buck speaks again. Excuse me. If I could see me now. This is ranked 155, and I agree with that rating. Buck 2. That was bridge ends here, Dad. How uncool is that? I hear if you die with your family, the picture they put in your obituary is the one from your driver's license. And he genuinely thinks the banana is a remote. Buy yourself a newer Dodge. And he can't read the numbers. And throw Jefferson through the door. Because you're vain. You probably think that song's about you. Then there's certainly no reason for you not to. And Al chokes Bud. How very Simpsons. And montage with pop rock and light dancing. Again, love the wrong ways to say Grandmaster B. Yeah, but I'm a guy. That's the perception. And he breaks the glass. And IMDb Goofs points out that, you know, as a character, Al is shown here to be enjoying and even singing along to the theme song for The Facts of Life. However, later episodes show that Al absolutely despises that theme song and even wishing death on whoever wrote it. Ultimately, I mean, they change a lot of things like that. You know, they write what they think is funniest at the time. God's shoes. and it's ranked 232, and that's about right. They just can't keep from laughing even as Al approaches. And he fell. I couldn't remember the number. Must I be the meat in an imbecile sandwich? How much worse can he be? Has anyone seen my soon-to-be-late husband? I've seen the show. It's excellent. I love the pauses Scary Mary has. No, Al, no. Don't raise your leg while in a robe. Socks already in the shoes? How do you wash them? Oh, right. That doesn't matter to Al. And he goes out the window again. Kel Does Hollywood, Part 1. And it's ranked 126, and I about agree with that. Now, Buck Goes Woke Cable too. Man, those are bad channels and shows. Is that me? It's a cartoon, honey. Vinny's pretty funny. And the band is really funny, and Curry War is great in Eight-Legged Freaks too. We're gonna tell her that we didn't see it. I wish that was the stupidest excuse I've ever heard a man make for trying to be nice to a woman that he didn't, that he didn't think highly of the things she made. And of course they're jealous rather than happy for her. And then Al is happy for her and literally pushes away Bud when she gets on primetime. And yeah, MDB notes the factual error that Al gets a new remote for his TV and uses it right away without any coding. This indicates that the remote was made specifically for this model TV, so how is it controlling Marcy's? And if it was a programmable remote, Al would have had to enter codes for both his and Marcy's. It's possible that he got it coded for his own TV wherever he bought it, assuming he knew the model number of his TV, but the store wouldn't be able to code it for Marcy's TV as well. And even if he did, he would have to switch the remote between controlling Marcy's TV and his own. That's assuming he accepts 2 TV codes in the first place, and we only see him hitting the channel buttons. Long story short, unless they had the exact same model TV, unlikely Al's new remote couldn't control Marcy's TV and his own at the same time. Not to mention that when Al tries to control Marcy's TV, he's holding the remote out his door and across the street. It would never reach her TV. Yeah. Kelly Does Hollywood Part 2. And this is ranked 169, and yeah, I agree. Excuse me. NBS, I wonder what that's a reference to. If I get rich, I'm gonna share it with everyone I love. Oh, and you guys too. Lovets, love me some Lovets. They eat vegetables in Hollywood. And Lovets with Ben Franklin is great. And Lovets flirting with Kel is nasty now that Weinstein is in recent memories. Love Al's pitches and Lovets' glare. And love Kel's worries. One butt left entirely uncovered. And Johnny and his sucking. Lovets' initial reaction to the show filming was great. And I love the ruined version of Kelly's show. They're all like wholesome and conservatively dressed and sweet and crap. And now the word from the song is milk and buck. And Carrie Ward looks hilarious, smiling so sweetly. Mr. Sock heals on stun. A pretty weak ending. They should have ended it on Shoe Trek with Al realizing could have gotten rich on it or something. And Denise Richards plays Girl 2, I guess getting an autograph from Gig. And IMDb trivia: when Al Kelly and Bud arrive at NBS Studios in Hollywood, there are a number of posters hanging on the lobby wall showing NBS series lineup. And Ron Levitt, the creator of the show and executive producers, pictured almost all of these series posters, including the Homeless Detectives and Amos and Andrew of the series. And series writer Larry Jacobson and co-executive producer Stacy Lipp are pictured in the Me and the Chickasaw NBS TV poster. Garth Ancier, who plays Gig Fontaine, the leather jacket-clad star of the series NBS, the network that just produced Kelly's show, was actually not an actor. He was the head of programming at Fox Television, the network on which the show was running. Excuse me. Al Bundy Shoe Dick. This is ranked 183. I would probably place it about 20 or 30 higher. I love the kids' t-shirts. Dad, the phone's dead. Don't worry, I'll call him. I love that his inner voice loses it at her legs. I guess I should have been listening. Vanessa really sells it. And he spoke out loud. They sure hit it well. Indeed. I have a plan, Daddy. It would be you, Pumpkin. You could dig a hole to China. I saw Bugs Bunny do it once. Daffy didn't find him. If I get the chair, would you sit in his lap one last time? I'd be honored. Here he is, come in and shoot. Why would Al think that she would be helping him? Then forget I said that. Absolutely nothing. 2 hooks for hands? What pirate story soap opera madness is this? And the Bundy kids just keep strangling each other. Pizza. She was a sultry dame, dressed to the nines, except for a pair of cheap pumps. Yeah, she had more curves in her than Matterhorn at Disneyland. Yeah, she was a hot dish, hotter than my neighbor's dinner. By the way, how come I never eat dinner? Oh well, that's another case. Kids, just one quick question, that's it. Is your mother repulsed by you, disappointed financially and sexually by you? I've gathered you all here because I know one of you is the killer. So it must be you, Bruce. And what do you base that on? Absolutely nothing. Which brings us to you. You grabbed the butcher knife, plunged it into Colonel Van Pelt's back, and then snatched the diamond with your free hand. One gets to meet so few true fools. Okay, so maybe the killer really was me. Oh, I think I said that out loud. But was I private detective wanted for murder, or was that all just a dream? It just might have been a dream. Do you also call yourself Street Rapper Grandmaster B, or was that all just a dream? Grandmaster what? Oh, come on, Daddy. Even Bud's not stupid enough to think up a new persona for... Wait a minute, Grandmaster B? That sounds like a great idea. I could make up that I come from the South Side. I could wear my baseball cap backwards. Oh man, I'm gonna go to my room right now and write my first rap song. Boy, to be a private eye. Stakeouts, babes, bullets flying around. Good chance one of them might hit you. I'd be a great private eye. Yep. Al Bundy. Trouble is my business. I carry a mop. I clean detective's bathroom. Oh God, please kill me. Let me die. Mr. Dallas? I want to live. Where were you when the lights went out? I was outside in the rain. Were you? I prefer to think you're a killer. You're the killer. That's ridiculous. You have no proof. I say that you never did go outside that night. That you waited by the door for the right moment to hit the light switch, dumped the vase on yourself to get wet, and stabbed your uncle. You still haven't proven anything. When we met, I couldn't help but notice your shoes. The same shoes you have on now. And I recognize these shoes. The Malaysian A220 stilettos. So cheap that the only women who wear them are beggars and wives of shoe salesmen. You couldn't have gone outside that night or any other rainy night, because these shoes are so cheaply constructed that they fall apart on contact with water. Like this. So this is how Sinatra felt. This is ranked 112. I pretty much agree with that. How many did we get? None. A shoe groupie? A shoopie? Uh-oh, he's bathing. She's lost him. And he just sits there. You know, bud, she just may be the shoe groupie. Love Kel's thoughts. And both Darcys immediately judge Al. And Buck again speaks a little. Al tries to cheat on Peg plenty of times. Him swearing he doesn't and wouldn't rings really hollow. And suddenly he realizes that if they go upstairs, she'll see the groupie. Again, I get, they needed some kind of resolution to it. I just feel like it should have been something else. That, I mean, there's that earlier episode where Marcy says to Peg, first this and that, and next thing you know, his shoes are under her bed, to which Peg replies, well, that should end it right there. I think they should have done something like that instead. I who have nothing. It's ranked 203, and I agree. I did not mean for that to rhyme. But she's still alive. Wish I should have thought of that before I took it. We missed you at the wake. See? Now we're making fun of Bud. The show summed up in one sentence. Do you want to have a drink? Later, after you've left. If you died today, what would you leave behind? A good-looking corpse? I didn't mean to rub it in. That is what the Dark Knight's Harvey Dent did. Die young and leave half of a good-looking corpse. And then there's Bud. Can you loan me a nickel? I won't loan you a nickel, but I'll trade you one for the Dodge. The holy fail. Yes, I'm Al Bundy. They were warned ahead. Love Sandy mocking his summer job, his old car, thinking he got rid of them long ago. I do really hate the ugly body shaming with Sandy, but, I do love that she gets back at him with the throw. At least someone. And she can really dance. And the picture caption to my crossed-out beloved family, have a nice life. And that's Wendy Jo Sperber as Sandy. The Mystery of Skull Island, aka the mystery of why this episode is called that. This is ranked 141, and I agree. And again, almost no notes since I didn't watch it on my PC. Thunder Threat. I love Bud still playing it cool with Kara on the mic. And yeah, there's a lot of misogyny in this. And some really bad. Yeah. Hilarious ending, one of the best. I do wish that it didn't start with the kiss the neighbor joke. Just shoe it. This is ranked 243. I'd rank it at least 20 higher. Mom, we're starving. Why tell me? Love the guarded snacks. And Buck, are you feeling lucky, punks? You know, Buck does not, you know, I mean, he's fairly lazy a lot of the time. It's nice to see him really take pride in, you know, being ready to do something. Al probably promised him some of the snacks to get him to, yeah. I mean, he's let in, you know, serial killers, although that was a fantasy Al had. Hi, Dad. And they strangle on. You don't get it, do you? You should know that better than anyone. Get it? Shooing? They got it, they just didn't want to acknowledge it. Love the shaft bit. I love Bundy arriving at the office talking to the secretary and Kel listing the stats. The athletes aren't great actors, as is often the case, but they are fun to watch, and they did write funny lines for them. You know, sometimes when you do this kind of thing, you know, they just, you know, they're too afraid of me. I mean, it makes these athletes look like real jerks. You know, they're real Married with Children characters, and yeah, I mean, they agreed to that. So yeah, that's, you know, there was like, I don't remember who, but there was one of the numerous cameo, you know, guest roles on The Simpsons, where it was, I think it might have been one of the softball ones, where he went to the writers and he was like, "Do we have to do this joke about me?" And yeah, that was also one. But the one I was specifically thinking of was that there was that boxer in the episode where Homer gets the $2,000, I think it is, and then, you know, he meets his brother again, and that whole, you know, the boxer who, you know, who goes up and, you know, just reads the definition of excellence, I think, and then then they're in the bar, and Barney's like, you shut up, Barney, you've been riding my back all night. And then, you know, they go for a fight, and then in the episode, the joke is that Barney got beaten up, and he's like, you know, face down in the trash can. And I think he finds something there and is really happy about that. Originally, the joke was written that Barney won that fight, and the boxer had so frail of an ego that he had them change it. And I mean, yeah, I'm so seriously, dude. It's a joke. It's not a documentary. They're not saying that in reality you would be easily beaten by Barney the drunk. That's the joke. It's that unexpected and that unrealistic. But yeah, you know, and in this episode they didn't do that. I don't know if any of these athletes asked for it and just it didn't go through or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's that thing of like Alice, like, you know, as in any beginner, anyone who didn't turn pro would like to see just how well he could do against a pro. And then the other guy says, you know, any pro would like to see just how badly he could mess up someone who isn't a pro. Wow, that is really messed up and so funny. And his face is never seen in the ad. But he was on TV. And, you know, apparently those aren't even his feet. They probably were worried about damage to the cameras if his naked feet were that close. Or was it, did they have socks? Or whatever. If he was shoeless, if his shoeless feet were that close to an actual camera. I want to say it was like Frank Lloyd's feet or something, and I meant to look up, I forgot to look up if it was that Frank Lloyd, but I could imagine, you know, yeah. It wasn't the actor who did who played Thing in all three. You know, The three Addams Family movies, you know, I don't hate Tim Curry, but the third one is garbage. The only two actors, I'm almost certain, that are in all three are the guy who played Lurch and the guy who played Thing. And Thing also did the hands for, like, I want to say a Buffy episode or something called I Fall to Pieces. I watched like a clip of it and I was like, is that the same guy? Because he's like a hand actor, hand model or something, you know. And Lurch, who I think is unfortunately, I'm not sure he's still with us, but yeah, you know, he also played, you know, he's ridiculously tall, so, or was. And you know, it's like how Kevin Peter Hall made a really great Predator, as well as Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. I want to say I only watched that one like once, but I do know that it's the same. It was the same actor. But yeah, you know, you know, he was in a Charmed episode as someone really tall. He was in the first Men in Black movie as an alien, of course. The guy in the diner, or what it's called, eating with the more important character. Accident my ass. Next, we'll get started on stats. Oh, can I do the stats, please? Sure. Okay, now we have Alaska, Alabama, Brazil. Oh, and the two Georgias, North and South. Yeah, I meant to remove that from the other, yeah. Rites of Passage. This is ranked 42, and yeah, I pretty much agree with that. Love kills jokes until Peg enters the living room, and after as well. What happened to that 976 girl he had a crush on? She won't take his calls anymore. I love when Al comes home and complains about his day. There's a girl on the phone for you, bud. She wants to take you to a movie. Oh, hi, Grandma. Debut of the nudie bar. I forgot it was this late into the show. Halfway through. It's such a major part of, you know, everybody knows that about Al Bundy. He goes to the nudie bar. I mean, I remember it as being in a ton of episodes in the upcoming seasons. Sticky's stable for a clown. Well, well, aren't you a big, sexy whatever you are? No more cars this year. Buck. James Buck. Now, MTV Trivia, I think this is. This episode is about Bud Bundy's, David Faustino's 18th birthday. It aired only about 3 weeks before David Faustino's actual 18th birthday. Gee, Kelly, I'm not going to spend my Saturday sitting next to your father. That's not my father. My father's a shoe sale. You're right, that's my father. Kelly, don't lie. That's not my husband. My husband's dead. The Egg and I. This is ranked 8, and yeah, agreed, one of the best. You know, Steve is so often really great. I don't remember if all of the Steve is back for a guest spot episodes are great, but yeah, this one is. And certainly the first 3 seasons, you know, yeah, a lot of his stuff is really funny. All I've earned in the last 20 years. Not, yes, $44. Crazy eyes, Steve. Just shut the door, and he shuts it in his face. But he said shut it. It's like he wants 2 things. And Al makes sure Peg doesn't tell Steve that she remarried. Steve can't figure out something's wrong with all of them bouncing and giggling. And they're not the only ones who went to college. And Bud is recording it, and Kel's facing the wrong way. Yep, typical American reaction to cops. Bundys don't call cops. Other people call them on us. While I'm still alive, so it's full of vitamins and ministers. And Buck chases the Jefferson Bush. That's what I wanted to hear. You could hear that from all the way out there? I mean, this is before he's implied to be ex-CIA, so yeah, I guess it's possible he already was using the surveillance equipment of some kind. It's his dog pee. I've lived here my whole life, and I never knew a bush could talk. And the egg almost landed on the floor and broke. Hey, you phobie guys. But call the phobie on Steve. It's the law. Open up, it's the FBI. Steve will be right out. That could just be for me, because stealing this egg is a federal offense. Oh, if you get any ideas, so is harboring me. If you need me, I'll be in the basement. Agent Mahoney, FBI. Have you seen this man? Have you seen this egg? They're known to be in the area. Have you seen either of them? Let me tell you something. I served my country. I played high school football, 4 touchdowns in a single game. Yet I'm not exempt from state and federal taxes. Is this any way America should treat us heroes? No, you flash that badge to some registered voter, buddy. We're Bundys. We hate cops. Hey Steve, too bad Alfalfa is dead, or else he could play you in the movie of your life. Actually, there's another reason why I came back. Hey, I never considered that $50 alone, Steve. Not that. I came to reclaim my wife. Steve, I think there's something you should know. Peg, the man has traveled many a mile. Let's not keep him from the bosom of his woman. He's your husband? Were you hurt so bad when I divorced you you'd marry this? Oh, the desperation. This is the mighty Steve, the one you used to throw in my face, the one who wasn't much to look at, but at least he has a job. Oh, you gigolos make me sick. Just because a man divorces his wife, you can move right in and marry her. Well, I'm back, so you can pack up your hair and profile. Pardon me, Yogi. You're not welcome here. Marcy has a real man now. Is that right? According to my watch, it's 10:22 p.m. When I was married to her, we were never sleeping at 10:22. She's just resting. She's been on the tilt-a-whirl since 6 p.m. Tang don't smoke. My dinner with Anthrax. And it's ranked 57, and I pretty much agree with that. The 25th anniversary is China. It's a picture of China. Wow. I love Peg describing the types of bad sex Al gives. Yeah, Town of Men are deathly allergic to romancing their romantic partner. They never use the buttons on the TV. What do you think of my plan to get rid of Mom and Dad? Well, Kel, I think dropping a safe on them would kill them. It's never killed Daffy or Elmer. Or that dog who's always after Roadrunner. It's torture. It's hell. It's perfect. Do you really want me to get out the ruler, Al? Don't mind me. I'm just setting up here. Wow. Love me some Fred Willard. More Anthrax for us. And the Anthrax member is like, Bud, don't touch me. Oh, I see you have some killers over. It's a lot like that one where, well, I think that's why they lock the doors to the cemetery. And Marcy pats down the Anthrax member after taking the switchblade from him. And the guy is surprising. He doesn't particularly resist, so that's probably not the first time. Do you guys play I'm a Believer? Oh, that song is so sweet. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. And they like that line so much, they used it like 3 times. I think every single chorus. I mean, that's quoted directly from Masher's manifesto. And I'll admit, the rock they play in the episode is pretty good. They could afford Cookie. And the episode closes. Oh, that singing. I guess that's Cookie's theme. I don't know the thing he's from. Whoa, the desolation. It's not totally empty. There's a Chipotle in there. Guys, that's not a Chipotle. That was Meatloaf. But there's always Mom's aluminum foil wrapped mystery pack. Wow, they're gonna eat the mystery pack. Even Dad won't eat the mystery pack. These guys are cool. Wow, the colors, the colors. Is your hump moving? Oh, wow, it bit me. If this stuff came out of the fridge, why is it hot? I see 50 people now. Let's jam. There's something grows in the fridge today. It's green and growing hair. It's been there since July. If you can name the object in that baggie over there, then mister, you're a better man than I. Let's get there early, you said. For once, let's be responsible, you said. The dog won't whiz on the guitar, you said. I don't think that was the dog, Mr. 2 6-packs of malt liquor. Cookie, Cookie, lend me your comb. I know how we can ease the boredom. Let's play a game. One of us will say their name, and the rest of us will say their name and add something that starts with the first letter of that name. I'll start. Bud, ball. Dan, bite me. Psychic Avengers. The early attempts to launch the DCEU were weird. MCU, God. Yeah. This is ranked 214. I'd place it 50 or higher. Higher, yeah. Bug Pack 2. He seems to speak. I wrote almost every episode. Yeah, it's a lot of episodes. I'd say at least half. Why doesn't the world die? See, he can deal with it. Mr. Woodpecker. I love Jefferson's hobby. I'm a squealer. Love me for what I am. Al really thinks that's Buck. Love the Godfather stuff. Busting my ball. My gift is real, and so is my curse. Oh, like a nephew for Christmas. And except for Al, the Bundys all believe the curse, and Peg's got like crosses, and several of them have rabbit's foot, and Bud has a horseshoe, and is throwing salt over his shoulder, and Kel's got Lucky Charms. Because they all know they need Lucky Charms, but she thinks the cereal would work too. And they're monkeys, pretty good actors too. And the dog was turned human. And that really is the voice of Buck playing Buck the human, so they didn't have to like dub or have a different actor with a different voice. Yeah, that was really cool. Jefferson, do you have 79 cents? Why? You paying off the house? Madam Inga has called up with all the dark forces of Sweden against you. What's going to happen? I wake up one morning owning a Volvo, spend the rest of my life as a skier. Oh no. Well, Al, once again you've enriched our lives. Thank your father, kids. Thanks, Dad. Hey, we sent Inga all our money. The curse should be lifted soon. If indeed there is such a thing as a curse. Dad, what if she never got the money? Buck has never let us down before. He won't let us down now. How you doing, Buck? Did you send the money, boy? Well, I had to use it for bail. No one bothered to tell me that when humans meet a girl, it's considered impolite to sniff her butt. Damn dog. Well, I guess we're monkeys. Yeah, big difference. High IQ. This is ranked 37, and I agree, it's definitely one of the best. There, right there, is what's wrong with America. I always love when he says that. Did you get this far and can't find the house? Hi, mailman. I just wish the damn man would come. I love the porn subscriptions. And she can't open the door. And they do that joke like 2 or 3 times. And they watch the thing be assembled. In only 15 minutes, Peg, we've opened the box. 2 days later, wow. Excuse me, love the girls talking about how bad the men in their lives are at building stuff. L shapes? No, but 7 shapes. I'll use the blowtorch. Blowtorch? And the blowtorch cleaning. We're getting wackier. A slouch drinking punch. Wow. And the drill. Very pie. I can't find the hole. I'm surprised there. And Al getting electrified. And Jefferson tries to unplug immediately. It's just for looking at. Stupid is a relative term. Well, you're a relative, that's why I'm asking you. Look how proud he is of his hands. And she finishes the table immediately. Well, of course the Soviet Union was bound to fall. I mean, it's all the way on the edge of the map. Kel, everyone with a name tag is someone's dumb date. I'll show you. Go talk to that guy over there. Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm a model. Hi, I'm Delbert. I'm a Los Angeles public school teacher. That doesn't prove anything. He could just be a temp or something. Then go to that guy over there. Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm a model. Hi, I'm Ralph. I'm a TV network executive. Uh-oh. But I'm still not sold. Look over there. Does that sell you? And they will go to the wall. Last year's winner, and it's Dan Quayle. Oh my god, it's true. I feel I make the statement that brains and decent knockers can go hand in hand to march us proudly into the 19th century. Teacher pets. This is ranked 16, and I agree, definitely one of the very best. Psycho Dad. But didn't I take you to Little League when you were a kid? Yes. Then what do you want from me? Ah, commercial's on. Al can parent now. Too bad the hair club for men isn't a real club, isn't it? You know so little. Psycho Mom. And her kissing him, especially like that, is exactly what guys with a crush on their teacher want to have happen. And Peg's quest for aspirin. I can't believe no one cares. You can't? Al, where's my orange juice? Florida, I reckon. The great thing about being at the bottom is you can't fall any lower. Oh, how wrong you are. That's one of the cases where, you know, a piece of creative expression is completely 100% accurate to the real world. He's in a suit. Is there a funeral at school? Yes, 'tis the death of Bud Bundy, lonely boy, and the birth of Stud Bundy, only boy. I have a date. Class dismissed. Except for you, Mr. Bundy. What could this be? I hope she didn't notice me staring obsessively at her legs. Mr. Bundy, I've noticed you during class staring obsessively at my legs. Well, at least she didn't catch me looking at other things. And other things. What are you people trying to do? Ruin my boy's confidence? Now, if he says the teacher looked at him, I said the teacher looked at him. So, is this a female teacher? Yes, Dad. Seriously? Hello, Reverend Fletcher. Has hell frozen over? Well, something's up. My brother Bud has a date. Yes, Bud. Okay, yes, church is the place to be at times like this. Okay, I'll be right down. It's the building with the big T on the roof, right? Yes, Kel. The building with the big T on top. It stands for church. I know. I'll prove it's a dream. I'll take down my pants and it'll be so embarrassing I'll wake up. I'm even dreaming that I ran out of underwear. That must be her now, a half hour early, I might add. Well, who can blame her? Sometimes I can't wait to touch myself either. You know what I mean. I'm afraid we do. I'm afraid it might not be you she's after. I'm afraid she might be after the vast Bundy fortune. She wants everything we have. Dad, I've seen the trunk of her car. She's got everything we have. It's still not right. Son, you've got plenty of time to date 4-year-old women when you're 70. No, wait, make that 35-old when you're 80. Yeah, it feels more right to me. Now, can I get a whoa, Bud is popular? How about a whoa, shoot the boy? Buck is really, really obsessed with the idea of him and or other Bundys being shot. And or otherwise killed. Of course, there's nothing but in the box, but when they realize that, I'll be full and gone. Hey, but Mom is sick. Get her an aspirin. I'm bushed. No pressure. Get it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. Can someone get me some water? You know where the kitchen is. Or maybe you don't. Daddy, she's sick. She needs help. Mom, the kitchen's over there somewhere. Goodbye, girl. Or rather, the goodbye girl. This is ranked 178. I'd rate it 50 higher. Love Al's vacation throughout the episode. No Alling on this vacation. At the doctor, he always checks out. I love Peg's line about, oh, well, when you take the car to the checkup. They moved it upstairs, now the models can't find it anymore. Wow. And she's throwing it at a duck she thinks is alive. The statue that suddenly stopped giving advice, I really thought that there would be like for more advice, insert another quarter or something. Who keeps feeding this duck? I'd like to think that he's referring to just now and not like tons of times before this. And she treats him like the statue. Not a postcard, not a letter, nothing. Stand on a freeway ramp with a sign. Do I make myself clear? Hi, Mom. Is Dad back from his vacation yet? Look around, honey. Does it look like he's here? Thanks to the advice of 2 wise statues. Wow. Thanks again, come you. Wait, that's not right. And they run past. Thank you, come again. She says as she noticed them run past. The person I'm worried about is Kelly. Ever since she got a job, she reminds me of someone. I just can't put my finger on who. Wow. Thank God it's always empty. And hand down her pants. Vengeance will be mine. Then vengeance can't be a woman. Hi, Kelly. What are you smiling at? Nothing. Life sucks. And all the shows made her want to shoot guys with a big gun. Hey, Marcy, can I have some money? They have a really nice t-shirt. I thought we said one thing. Well, you bought 2. Wow. This young lady just snapped at us. This comes out of her paycheck. Yep, that's a paying job, all right. This is a lot like that early episode where Peg got a job at a clock shop. Excite sign. I can say hello. I can say goodbye. I can say pretty bird. Well, I can say about 4 or 5 different things if given the chance. And the Verminator. Love me, the Verminator. I forget how long she's Verminator for, and if it's maybe a thing that comes and goes or whatever, but yeah, absolutely love it. He is just cute as a bug. I like that pun. I love when Kel and Bud abuse each other, and love Bud moving all 6 arms at once. Nice, normal family. And from IMDb trivia, Mr. Nielsen, Kelly's boss in TV Land, which I guess the name might be a reference to Nielsen ratings, but yeah. It says that usually 2 viewer complaints would lead to a cancellation in reference to Terry Rakolta, who, along with her husband, complained about the show, thus 2, and it almost resulting in its cancellation. And a group of children seen questioning Jefferson TV world over whether he appeared on Love Boat and Happy Days, and Jefferson denies this. Ted McGinley appeared on both shows late in the runs. Why doesn't the world explode into a fiery, pus-filled death? That's it, kids. Destroy his evil tentacles. Tentacles, kids. I said tentacles. The Gas Station Show. This is ranked 10. I agree. We're doomed. He's gonna want to spend time with us now. And Peg was the mooder, not Bud. Al, it's family or love. You can't have both. Put the car in park, honey. I already did that before you started pushing. Annie Homer Barts her. Yeah, that's twice in one season. I forget if they do it again. The full serve pump. Want some air? No thanks, we'll just breathe what's around. Financial fox paws. And immediately Marcy and Jefferson pull up. I love their abuse of Al. And the wholesome family who immediately stop being wholesome when a thing goes wrong. I love Al's signs. But Al, they haven't been missing your foot. Certainly not with every bullet so far. And yet again, one of our leads abused someone working a lowly job only to be abused themselves. Daddy, is Bundy Sunday Fun Day officially over? Yes, Pumpkin, I'm afraid that it is. But don't worry, see, next week we're going to take a nice drive up in the woods and we're going hunting. See, I'll be the one carrying the rifle, and you kids can run out there and flush out the game. We'll call it Bundy Sunday Gun Day. We're going for a drive. In the Dodge? Just for that, you ride in the back with your mother. The England Show, Part 1. This is ranked 212. I'd rank it 20 to 50 higher. I love ye olde Al Bundy. And I love the witch. She really sells it. Go to the local shoe store. What's England? Benny Hill? Oh yeah, the English guy. To be fair to Kel and her, knowledge of English people, Benny Hill, of the ones mentioned, is by far the greatest, responsible for the greatest additions to culture. Loved watching Benny Hill when I was a kid. This, Benny Hill, LO, yeah. I worked my ass off for that car. Literally. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. It's just like prison, but for dogs. There's a word I recognize. Honey, that's our name. Transphobia with Igor. They're driving away with our luggage. Soon you won't have any in your pants either. And they try to make the guard laugh or smile. I've made men come out of comas. Comatose emission. That's not a smile. It will be when I take it away. Man, Al's a misogynist. We didn't want this junk anyway, and they toss away all their souvenirs. Tourists. And American ones at that. And I love Al getting Winston's name wrong this episode and the next two. And the others getting the name wrong as well. The Bundys will never leave London alive. Great addition to the setup. And that's the two show creators as the voices of the nearby dogs. And yeah, IMDb Trivia points out, Al makes a disparaging comment about the in-flight movie Dutch, which he played the lead in. And when the Bundys arrive at the airport, there's a person holding a sign in the background with the last name Levitt, if that's how you pronounce it. And another person holds a sign that says Moy, and yeah, they're the two executive producers. This is your captain speaking. Will the gentleman in 24B please put his shoes back on? I'm choking to death. Al. Oh, please. They show us the movie Dutch, and they think I stink. Well, I don't have to tell you, it's been a bloody good year for killing Bundys. We've tracked them down wherever Bundys have spread throughout the last few centuries. In fact, they were easy to find because no matter what the country, all we had to do was go to the local shoe store and pop, there they were. Oh, by the way, am I alone here in hating the French? No, I thought not. Well, the English have a reason. They're not just petty, childish, and too proud to admit a military blunder. Well, more than one. Who cares? It's free. Now relax, babe. It's good fortune to be married to a criminal and an inveterate liar. I'll come up with a scheme, and it's going to have to be pretty special because the British are a bit more sophisticated than the Americans. I've got it. It's brilliant. And he has Marcy stand perfectly still and hold a sign that says, "Have a picture taken with cardboard American." Wow. You overlooked genius, you. Hey, look, McDonald's. Peg, quick, get the camera. This can't be my life. What am I, cursed? The England show, part 2, wasting the company's money. And this is ranked 242. I'd rank it 70 or higher. 70 higher, yeah. They really are pigs. It's a festival. It's literally a bomb. And this cartoony round one with a lit fuse. Yeah. And he blows up Jefferson and Marcy, and they just have soot on their face and say, yeah. And his feet in the water kill the fish. And the other family run in terror. Not at the scares, but at the Bundys. If it were alive, I would have just broken its neck. And Al grabs a bunch of belts like it's packaged food at the supermarket or something. And Kel and Peg fence with umbrellas. And Al has to test if his hand will fit well down the pants. He does end up looking fancy. Not bad. And Jefferson and Marcy are begging outside. We sold your farm. You said sell something. If you didn't want it to be your farm, you should have kept the Bundys from wasting so much money. Arrivederci. They literally can't tell that that pumpkin is not Cal. Well, Pumpkin, what do you think of London now? We know exactly where to put you. Catch our deaths. Indeed it would. Being England and all, I believe this is Stonehenge. Subtle guys leaving the two coffins out. Maybe you should have set them up as their beds. Man, Kel is really getting to be incredibly stupid. Pretty cool ghosts. They literally stole candy from a baby. This was before Smithers got himself fired for pointing out how awful Burns is for wanting to do it. Well, yeah, not that ASAP, yeah. And Kel gets our guide translation. Very South Park. Can someone explain what he said? I don't actually speak Spanish. I must run like the stocking. I love the montage of Kel finding the Bundys. Dinosaurs. Yeah, we're getting real wacky. You know, Al, since we're in a castle, crown me, babe. Yeah, what the hell? It's the worst thing I had to pay for this whole trip. Alright, babe. Go ahead and say it. What am I, baby? You're the king, baby. Make me believe it. Well, who's gonna make me believe it? Oh, alright. You're the king, baby. Good enough. Bad news, we can't hang him until tomorrow. Why not? The scaffolding's not here. We had to sell some of the wood to buy nooses. Oh, yes. What do you plan to hang the nooses from? Well, we've thought of that. We're going to have two of our taller fellows hold them. I don't want to hear any more. Right, we're just going to have to stab them. But the village children were so looking forward to a hanging. Oh, yes, all the children. Can you feel the history in the room, Peg? I know. You know, Igor told me that Bud's room is supposed to be haunted. I didn't tell him, though. You know how jumpy he gets. Well, good, because what he doesn't know won't hurt. Good evening, Bud. We're the ghosts of your ancestors. Beware, you will die in the morning. Run! Run while you still can. Want to buy some shoes? I never should have had parents. It's a bit late to think of that, isn't it, Cal? Gentlefolk, when we said all expenses paid, we didn't exactly mean a river suite at the Savoy. I'll have you know, sir, that we are accustomed to the finer things in life. Mom, what's this? It's a fork, honey. Oh, cool. And last, but not quite least, there we go. England Show Part 3, we're spending as fast as we can. This is ranked 253. I'd definitely place it higher. I will admit that it's the lesser of the three. Kid, seriously, that chant is so messed up. They're not gonna thirst to death, their neck is gonna snap, or they're gonna be strangled. Most people do. Thank God they don't have that attitude in Paris. Was that a French Revolution joke? Like, back then, they'd hang women just as well as men, provided they were powerful? Man, that's dark. I guess at least there wasn't a child there, too. And Kel sneaks in. Anti-drug sounding rank, but then it's about marriage. Yeah, again, real misogynist, but I do appreciate the effort they put in. And the idea of it sounding like anti-drug, yeah. Cool effect on the sunlight barrier for low budget in the early 90s. At least you can tell that, you can tell what you're supposed, what you're seeing is supposed to be. I love Marcy in the club. Bad Americans? Bad Americans. Don't you think it would be a good time to do it? Yeah, never mind. And a medieval joust to settle it. We could hardly film in your village, could we? Let's joust. And Kel waves at Igor. And Al's shoe felled the horse. Dad, I thought you meant Igor. So when Igor was defeated, the curse was lifted? I guess because he was related to Paxilda? Cop out. Does make sense. Wasn't properly explained. Many erotic forms of punishment. Do you have anything to declare? Yes, my husband's an idiot. And Al is in the dungeon of London Tower. When I say begin, begin. Begin. Well, I just saved your worthless hides, and I think I deserve a hearty, good job, Kelly, thank you. Well, you might have gotten a nice thank you if you hadn't said we'd move faster if we lightened the load, then unhitched the horse. Well, it did go faster, didn't he? Hey, come over to our side, yeah? Yeah, your death will be quicker. No, come to our side. At least we won't eat you afterwards. That is an ugly rumor started by people who are jealous. Besides, it's dark over here. We couldn't tell. It's hard to know what we're eating sometimes. Hey, Al said feed me or feed me to something. I just want to be part of the food chain in an earlier episode. He says we'd kill you quicker. One of the two has guns. The other two is talking about a hanging. So there is, yeah. Objective truth is quite possible in this particular situation. Look, I'm sure something mutually beneficial could be worked out. Oh, right. We have them killed on your side and you promised to share. But you won't, will you? You can't trust a light dweller. Mole people, sun people. Hey, you're both untrustworthy. Wait, mole people? I think the line was moon people. Yeah, I'm quoting from what I copied from IMDb. I did not notice that when I read it. Custard stands, banners. My dad's all Bundy killed, and all I got was this lousy t-shirts. Pennants. Get your Igor pennants. Get your eyes all Al Bundy die t-shirts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. On my left, 5-time undefeated jousting champion, going by the name of Igor, the true Death's Sire. And on my right, from the windy city of Chicago, USA, Al Stinkfoot Bundy. What are you in for? Stole an ashtray from the Ritz. You? A towel from the Savoy. Say, what do they feed you in here? Bread and water. Then this is truly the best vacation I've ever had. I'll say, got away from the house and the kids, and you'll be fed. Pursuit, woodsman, spare those men. Fear not, daddy, there's no business like show business. Hi-ho, silverware! Kill, kill, kill. Listen to them, Peg. They're chanting, ow, ow, ow. Wow, that's... wow. And I suppose that covers it. So yeah, continuing to love watching the show. I can't believe I'm halfway through. I'm really gonna miss it when it's gone. But thankfully that will be several months from now, so I have time to enjoy it before that happens. And yeah, I hope you found this as enjoyable as I did.